Hi, I'm Billi Maddox, and I'm gonna mess this up so that you don't have to. So, I've been thinking a lot about what would be in universe in our time now. Like, let's say, there's a pandemic and we need face masks and people need to identify themselves as like part of the rebellion. So this is my take on it. I feel like I'm going down a path of stencil work and I'm not sure why, but it's all the same stencils that I've been using for the cap, for the notebooks, and now for this face mask. And the one thing that I do have to share as a tip is that know your limitations of your stencils. Know that if you are on an uneven surface, there's going to be some moving. That stencil's never gonna look as good as it will if it's on something flat. So, that being said, I wanted to give myself a rough shape of the Rebel insignia, because later I'm then gonna come back and do an outline, because I don't want it to just be white either. I was hoping that this would look a little cleaner even still than what it is, but I kind of really like how it turned out in the end, because it makes it more lived in, more in universe. And that's sort of what I've been thinking about lately, how to sort of live in universe. Like, I've got an idea for a video and I don't really want to talk about it right now because it's kind of a half-baked idea, not because like, ooh, I don't want to talk about it, I'm working on it. Nothing like that. I don't want to talk about it because it's a half-baked idea at the moment and it's kind of embarrassing. But yeah, anyway, just gonna leave you with a bit of painting here. So just think of this face mask on a Rebel pilot jumpsuit, the orange ones with the white thing with the chest box, and this being seen underneath the helmet. You know, that's kind of what I'm going for. I do want clean edges, but I'm not so worried about this looking sort of clean. Kind of intentionally not so clean, you know? Like in everything, like with everything in Star Wars. Here's what it looks like sort of worn. Now you see that over the fold, it looks kind of weird when you're painting it, but when it's worn, it looks right. You see, and there's that sort of hairier area. I wish it kind of didn't look quite so hairy, but you know, I keep repeating this, it's gonna look good, and that like hairiness of the white kind of adds to it in the end. We're doing something really simple to this. It's actually kind of a really simple little project. Gonna try to make sure that I can get my lines exactly where I want them. What we're gonna do is sort of is use the stencil to trace the shape all the way around. And this will add a cleaning line, a sort of guiding line, a binding line, a bounding line, that's what it's called, to the Rebel insignia. And it'll make it look much cleaner than it is without much kind of like fuss or effort. Now again, I'm not too concerned whether this line is going to be super sharp. I kind of just want a line there, and if it gets kind of hairy, you know, roll with it. I feel like it always looks a bit more in universe if it's not perfect, so. Now the black outline makes it look way tighter, and the sort of fuzziness of the white kind of makes it look a bit sort of haphazardly stenciled on, like in universe, you know? So now we're gonna do some Arbesh. I'm gonna do Maddox. I've been practicing this over and over and over again. I feel like I can write it now without any issues. The only thing I did figure out was the A in Arbesh, that sort of K-looking shape, is what is going to determine the size of the letters. So I kind of did that one first, and then, you know, left enough space so that I can come back and put in the M, that sort of C shape or whatever. So I repeated it over and over and over again so that I can get my wrist loose and be able to do the final, because it had to be one and done. There was no going back and fixing this. This was going on with Sharpie. It had to be right away. Repetition. Get your wrist loose, get the muscle memory going, and then do something like this and go in confidently. You'll have a steadier hand than if you try to steady your hand. We ain't surgeons. We ain't surgeons out here. So you gotta do stuff to keep yourself loose. And this is it on. Not looking so bad. Excuse my hair and my overgrown beard, but here's some shots of the... Imagine this on a Rebel jumpsuit underneath a pilot helmet, an X-Wing helmet. It would all work. It sort of looks in universe. It's simple enough, but direct enough. And not like super corny. Like it doesn't say Star Wars on it or anything like that, obviously. It's just the insignia and my name in Arbesh. And that is my Rebel Alliance face mask, standard issue in universe. Thanks so much for watching. Roll the thing.